things that I have to look at right now is Barack Obama's foolish things he's bringing in upon his business owners. In 2014, we're looking at a health care program that is going to either put me out of business, which is very well good, that I'm looking at right now. And that's not right. It should, the federal government needs to keep out of small business. And I'd be glad if you go into Congress and be able to get this stopped.
Well, and not only does the federal government need to stay out of the way of small business, but I just think we have to send people to Washington and to Springfield, for that matter, that know the impact public policy has on small business and the impact it has on the workforce. And when you do that, when you have people there that actually understands the repercussions of their votes, good things will happen. I don't think people that vote the wrong way are bad people or mean people, or I just think they're misinformed. I think that they don't understand the issues. Or maybe they didn't read the bill. But whatever it is, the fact of the matter is they're casting the wrong votes, they're holding back the American people, they're holding back our economy, and clearly we need to change it. So we'll take a couple more questions and then we will bring this to a close. Are there any other questions? Yes, sir.
What would you tell the people who say, well, I'm not going to vote for Barack Obama. I'm not going to say I don't like Barack Obama. I just say I'm not going to vote for Barack Obama.
Right.
But I don't like my other choice either, so I'm just going to stay home. What would you tell those people?
Well, if you don't go vote, I don't think you can complain. That's the first thing I'd say. No, I understand that. There's probably not a person here, and not necessarily the president, but maybe Senate, maybe Congress, maybe county board, county commissioner, maybe treasurer, whatever it may be. There's probably not a person here that hasn't at one point cast a vote when they said, I don't know this guy, I don't know this lady, I don't know how I'm going to vote. Or, I'm not a big fan of this person, I'm not a very big fan of this person. But at the end of the day, I think you got to show up and you got to make the best vote you can, the most educated vote you can. And I would, I'm really, sometimes I get frustrated with single issue voters because I think you need to take the whole thing into perspective. But I tell everybody all the time. In fact, we did an event in Jackson County the other night, and afterwards we got a sandwich, and I was talking to the waiter working the table, and it was a young person, graduated with an associate's degree, I think, and was looking for work. And I said, did you vote in 08? And they said, yeah. Well, actually, I said, are you going to go vote? I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I said, did you vote in 08? And they said, yeah, I voted in 08. And I said, did you vote for Barack Obama? And they said, well, who did he run against? And I said, he ran against John McCain. Well, no, and they said, I said he ran against John McCain. And they go, I didn't vote for McCain, I voted for Obama. And I go, okay. I said, well, why aren't you sure if you're going to go vote this time? They said, well, I don't like what the president's done, and I'm not sure about his opponent. And I talked for quite a while. I said, make sure you show up and vote. And I said, make sure you identify the issues that are most important to you and rank them and go up there and vote. But there's a lot of people that are uncomfortable with Barack Obama, and there's a lot of people that don't know Mitt Romney. I think as this campaign continues to grow on everybody, it's May, there's a lot of time. I think that the differences between the two campaigns are going to become very stark. I think also, most importantly, the president and his allies in the legislature do not have a record. They have a record to run on, but they're not going to run on that record. And so what you're going to see, you're probably going to see one of the nastiest campaigns in a long, long time. And I think that's very unfortunate, because I think the American people deserve better than a nasty campaign full of Washington, D.C. talking points. They don't need to hear, 40 years ago Mitt Romney bullied somebody, or 20 years ago Mitt Romney put his car or a dog on the roof of his weekend. Really? We got men and women on the front lines in Afghanistan, we got deficits, we got budgets, and that's what you want to talk about. I think you're going to see a difference in the campaigns. I think you're going to see a very serious, solution-oriented campaign, and I think you're going to see people throwing stuff at them. And the American people deserve better than that. For example, you all here tonight, you deserve 2 people here, not 1 person here. But eventually that will happen. And eventually the presidential campaigns will be at parity. And I think the American people will go to the polls in November in droves because they realize how important this election cycle is.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I noticed that it went around to your so what are you going to do with this money?
Great question. A young man over here, he said most of the people in the room are probably at least 20 years older than him. He said, what are you going to do to reach people my age? And I think we're going to hold things like this. I think last week I was at Rain Lake College. I go everywhere I can to reach voters. When I'm in here, I think the number one thing I can do is when I'm in an event like this, I always, at the end of the day, you're not, 40 or 50 people that are going to go vote in November and win the election. You're 40 or 50 people that are going to hear what the candidates have to say. And for the next 5 or 6 months, you're going to talk to the people your age. And hopefully they talk to the people their age, as their kids or their grandkids. And hopefully people encourage others to get involved. Because I think we have a youth population that's very demoralized, very disenfranchised. They can't find work. They think politics is nasty and dirty. It's actually funny, if you look at polling, the people most frustrated with dirty politics are actually the younger people. If you look at the statistics, and they say, why should I get involved with politics? All people are going to do are attack me. It's like, why should I get involved in politics? No one will take me seriously. Why should I get involved in politics? It's a nasty business. And we have to provide leadership, and we have to show people that we want people of all age groups involved. And most importantly, we need people of all age groups involved. Because at the end of the day, this massive debt that we're shouldering, it's not going to be these folks paying it off. It's not going to be you paying it off. It's going to be your kids and your grandkids, and you have to be actively involved. When I was running for lieutenant governor, my opponent said that, Jason was young, and these issues hadn't impacted him yet. And I said, well, I would debate that issue, but let's just get past that. At the end of the day, I'm going to be paying the bills. The people my age are going to be paying off your lavish spending, and I think they deserve a seat at the table. And I hope that you realize they deserve a seat at the table and they show up and vote.
So you want to go by internet campaign?
Oh yeah, in fact, actually, funny you bring that up. We've got a very robust Twitter account, a very robust Facebook account, and we got notified like a couple of weeks ago, actually, that like out of the 200, pardon me for not knowing the exact, like the 200 most active or the 200 most popular, or the 200 something politicians in America on Facebook and on the internet, our campaign got like 123rd or 124th. And that's a really big number. Usually I don't want to be 123rd in anything. But the fact that we're just running for Congress in Southern Illinois and that we are so aggressive on the internet trying to reach out to the voters, I think that says a lot about our campaign. And I think you'll continue to see us push those efforts.
Are you going to have an internet forum?
We have in the past. We haven't in the general election, but in the general election it will be, yes. I appreciate you being here. So one last question, and then we'll call it a night. Anybody else? Yes, sir. And Jim, you do have the best hat in town.
I like my hat. And I am proud of saying for our country. I'm real concerned about what's happening with Congress. It appears to me that where I'm that they're shirking their responsibilities of controlling the president's spending. It appears to me that the Senate don't even attempt to do anything right. They just don't even pass the budget. They don't ever attempt to do their job. What can be done to stop the czars? Is that even legal? Looks like to me that Congress and the Senate are supposed to be making,
Right.
well, they're supposed to be controlling the money, they're supposed to be controlling the well-being of the country. And instead we got a bunch of unelected people. I was 30 or 40 of them, I think, last time. Is there anything Congress can do to stop that?
We talked about it earlier, and I said, well, the most frightening thing is we've created this portion of government, this level of government that is outside the purview of the traditional checks and balances that our system is based on.